No, fourth row to our right, gentleman in the black shirt.
Perfect lead in. Grayson Boone, Locked On Wolfpack. Brennan, this is your third consecutive ACC kickoff. Can you talk about the responsibility of being a leader for a football team this year with NC State?
Yeah, I think it's a huge deal. Obviously, I'm a new face. I think Coach Doran hit it. Coming into the team, I just put my head down and worked hard, and now I'm just trying to I've kind of started to be a vocal leader, and I kind of said this a few other times out there. I think I'm going to start showing a little bit more fiery side of me. I've been kind of cool, calm, and collected. I don't want to, scare some guys on game day if I just get fired up out of nowhere, because technically that's how I play. I've been kind of playing it cool. So I think I'm just going to incorporate that a little bit here into fall camp and just continue to be a voice, try to instill confidence and just determination on the offensive side.
Follow the aisle to the right side, about the sixth row.
Hey, Brennan, Joey Palermo, WQOU 90.9 The Light. You and offensive coordinator Robert and I returning to Charlottesville in a couple months. Can you just speak a little bit about how much thought you've put into returning to Virginia?
It's another game. I think every ACC game is going to be very important, especially without the divisions now. The top two go to the ACC championship game. It's going to be a cool experience. Boos, cheers, whatever comes with it. I'm just there to win a game. So that's going to be my mindset going into that game.
Brennan, stay right there just behind him. The two gentlemen will get your next two questions.
Hey, Brennan. Mike Barber from the Richmond Times-Dispatch. Good to see you again. About that relationship with Robert and I, how has it changed from when he was first coaching you to maybe where you are now as more of a veteran?
Yeah, I mean, at the beginning when I was a freshman, sophomore, I used to hate him. He knows that. He was on me all the time. It grew as I got older, and now it's honestly a great relationship. It was weird. I said this before. It was weird going into the NC State, facility, and then seeing Coach Anai, a familiar face in a different area. So that was a little weird for me and just a new experience. But it's grown. He treats me like a grown man now. So that's kind of cool, seeing where it started and where it's at now. But no, it's same old Anai. Like, I think you've obviously had interviews with him. It's same old Anai still, though. But yeah.
Keep your focus right there. The gentleman next to him in the blue.
Hey, Brennan, Gene Wong with the Washington Post. How much do you stay in touch with your former teammates at Virginia? I imagine you guys have a bond for life given all you had to go through last season. Yeah, no, I stay in touch with most of them. Most of the older guys that are still there, I've obviously came up and played, 3-4 seasons with them. So I keep in touch with them here and there. We check in on each other just to see how things are going. Most of them, a lot of the quarterbacks still, and then a few of the running backs, a few of the receivers. Some of the guys are gone, so they're just out of Virginia, and they're either in the NFL or doing something else. So I still keep in touch with some of those guys. But no, yeah, like you said, what happened made us definitely become closer. Yeah.
To your left, first row.
Dan Tortora, wakeupcalldt.com. You were talking about Coach and I, just what he brings out of you in your game that makes you feel like this one last opportunity and this last ride could give you the best opportunity for the NFL.
Just lets me be me. I don't feel confined. I don't feel like I'm locked up at all. I'm just allowed to play how I want to play. I think he's got a good idea of how I play, kind of my thoughts. I got a good idea how he thinks. Everyone talks about the running quarterback. Like, he lets me run the ball. He doesn't care. Like, he designs things for those things too. And I think I'm at my best when I'm able to just play free and not worried about those type of things like sliding or anything like that. Obviously, there's certain situations to do those things in, and I'm well aware of that, but he just allows me to play free and just lets me go out there and just play the game and have fun.
Back to your right, fourth row.
Kenton Gibbs with Locked On ACC. Brennan, everybody's talking about, your relationship with Robert and I and all that and the things that are familiar to you, but I want to talk about what's new to you a little bit in terms of a lot of people are saying that these are the best group of weapons that you've had in your career. So can you elaborate on whether or not you agree with that assertion and how you feel in terms of playing with this new set of guys that
just
you
the
have to play with?
NC State offense in general, just the guys on the offensive side?
Yeah.
Well, the first thing I noticed when I came in was just the eagerness that they're willing to just put their head down and work. I felt like they kind of let the team down a little bit last year, and then this year they're willing to just to work and are eager to get better. And so that's what I've noticed right away. And that's all you can really ask for. Like, that's all I really ask for is just the eagerness and the work ethic they have, and they've shown that. And I'm just super excited. I think we're going to have a lot of guys step up. I think in fall camp we're going to start to really confine on what we want to do, motions and certain things that we're trying to create as an offense. And I think we're going to see a lot of guys really step into their role well and start to separate themselves. And so I'm just kind of looking forward to that and just seeing who that is.
Brennan, thank you. You can swap places with Aydan. Aydan will spend about 5 minutes with you folks. Once again, please establish yourself and the agency that you're with. That'd be a great help. We're going to go to our right side. Aydan, fourth row, gentleman in the black shirt.
Grayson Boone, Locked On Wolfpack. Aydan, you played the most coverage snaps in the country without allowing a touchdown last year with 482. Can you talk about the attitude and the swagger that comes with being a lockdown corner in this league?
For myself, I say I play on the left side, so when the quarterback open up, right-hand quarterback, they see me automatically. I like that a lot for myself, for my defense. With the pressure that my D-line penetrates, the quarterback got to get the ball off so fast that it's not time for a deep route. They're running slants, they're running glances, something fast I can make a play on.
Aydan, we're going to go left side, second row, gentleman with his hand in the air.
Corey Smith with Pack Pride on 24/7 Sports. I wanted to ask you, Aydan, in particular, I mean, do you feel like the expectations of you have changed since last year? How much has that changed given where you were at this point last year compared to where you are going into this year?
I wouldn't say the expectations have changed because the coaching staff already know what I can do, and I just hope to replicate what I did do last season.
Aydan, we're going to get that microphone, same side, third row. See you're moving that way.
Hey, Aydan, Ethan McDowell from the Wolfpacker. I was just wondering what you've been working on this offseason. What's kind of the next step in your game that you're trying to improve?
I've just been watching film on myself a lot recently, looking at my weaknesses and trying to make those my strengths, especially with eye discipline, press man, and being more physical in the run game.
Do you have a follow-up, Ethan?
Yeah, I was just wondering what were those weaknesses and what's the kind of just what are you doing to address them?
Kind of like I was saying, just with eye discipline on the upside, I had got a lot of that towards the end of the season, started messing me up, so that, my press man, and just working more on my feet, coming out of my breaks, being more disciplined.
We're going to stay on the left side right there on the front row. Get that microphone down there.
Aydan, Dan Tortora, wakeupcalldt.com. Last season, 46 total tackles, 4 interceptions. What have you done in this offseason to elevate your game, those specific areas that you've keyed in on and you think are going to maybe increase those numbers this year?
I would say just working out with our strength staff. Coach Dunner does a great job with us in the weight room and on the field, getting us in shape. So just becoming stronger in my legs, coming stronger in my upper body all around so I can have more solo tackles this year.
Turn your attention to the right, fourth row.
Kenton Gibbs with Locked On ACC. Last year, most people would look at the linebacking core and say that that was the strength of this team, that was the heart and soul of this team in terms of Payton Wilson, who's up there with you now, Isaiah Moore and Drake Thomas, who are both going on to the NFL at this point in time. But this year, it seems a very decided advantage for NC State in terms of the defensive backfield over everybody else. Can you talk about how well or how you're expecting the defensive backfield to play in this upcoming season as they're expected to lead this defense to some extent?
Yeah, I expect our defense to be number one in the passing defense throughout the whole league. We just have a lot of depth coming back and a lot of experience. For example, our corners, our safeties, and our nickels, we all watch film together, keying on things that we need to do for the season. So just having that depth and having that experience all around can help. If a man goes down, we have the next man coming up.
You go back to the left side. Our gentleman from the technician, hand in the air. See him about midway through.
Noah Teague, technician. You have a very talented teammate in the defensive backfield in Shaheem Battle. Could you talk about his influence on and off the field to you?
It's crazy. It's really a full circle moment because I came in 2020 and Shaheem came in 2019. So Shah was one of the first guys that hit me up, asking me to train as soon as I got on campus. So I really appreciate that guy reaching out to me. And just knowing that when the ball go up in the air, Shaheem's so consistent that I don't really have to worry about traveling sides with a wide receiver because I know what he's going to do on that side. So it's just easy for our defense and our offense to have the two shutdown corners playing on both sides.
Aydan, thank you. We can switch out with Payton, and we'll spend the last 5 minutes of this year's kickoff media event with Payton Wilson, linebacker from just down the road in Hillsboro. Our questions for Payton, please. Payton, we're going to hustle the microphone to the first row to your left.
Payton, Dan Tortora, wakeupcalldt.com. You went through things out of your control in your career at NC State, suffering injuries and having to kind of bounce back from that. To look back on that adversity to where you are today, just what you can say about how it didn't break you, but essentially made you into the player that you are as you step into 2023.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I tell people this all the time, that the injuries that have happened to me, yeah, they kind of suck, but at the end of the day, they made me a better person on and off the field. Like being younger and just playing injury-free, I used to take the game for granted. I didn't really understand that next snap could be my last. And then just mentally, I mean, just the things that it's engraved in me as a person, it's tough watching people do what you love to do and you can't do it for year after year. So just, that mentality that comes with that and just understanding that nothing's guaranteed in this life and you got to give your 100% every percent of the time.
Payton to your right, fourth row.
Grayson Boone, Locked On Wolfpack. You deciding to come back to NC State is a massive boost to what was already a very good defense last year. Can you talk about your hunger to reintroduce yourself as one of the top linebackers in this conference?
Yeah, I think, the not meeting our goals last season, just kind of the way it unraveled. And, as a defense, we had what everyone says is a good year, but we didn't meet our requirements. We didn't win every game, and we put that on ourselves because people were able to score. So just getting back to that mentality of nobody scores a point on us, the other team can't win. It doesn't really matter, what happens on the offensive side of the ball, because if they don't score, they can't win. And then just trying to just carry that over the years and carry that intensity, that violence that we played with last year into this year.
Payton, left side, sixth row, gentleman in the blue shirt.
Griffin Cunningham, Agromech. In terms of health and leadership, do you feel as though you have more to offer this year in comparison to years past?
Yeah, I've kind of, just with certain guys, Isaiah was that vocal leader for us in the past for the last 3 years, and with him being gone, just kind of coming out of this shell, it's not only helped me become a better leader, but just, in situations like this, public speaking and everything that I do, it's just helped me so much. And then just, learning more about myself, getting out of my comfort zone. It's something that, you can ask any of these guys up here. I used to never talk. I used to never be around like all that leadership stuff. But now that I'm bought into it and I understand the meaning of it, I really take pride in it and I try to do it to my best of my ability.
Payton, back to your right, fourth row.
Kenton Gibbs with Locked On ACC. I chatted with Coach Thunder recently, and he said that this is the fastest team that NC State has fielded that he's ever seen. Can you talk about what you are seeing in terms of team speed and how you think that's going to play out on Saturdays and Thursdays and whenever else you play throughout this season?
Yeah, I think in the past when you think of NC State, you just think of a team that's blue-collared and they're going to play you as hard as possible. But we still have all those standards, but this summer and the times that we were seeing and the 40s that people running, not only 40s, but the pro agility, it's some of the craziest statistics, times that I've ever seen. Credit to Coach Thunder and what he's doing with us, but yeah, we're going to be flying around, but on both sides of the ball at every position. We're going to have 300-pound men running 4.840s and stuff like that, so it's pretty crazy.
Payton, your last question comes from the podium. There are a lot of student athletes that when they choose to go to school, they like to get away from home. Why is it that being from Hillsborough, you decided to stay so close to home?
I'm a big-time mama's boy, and I would never leave my mom. That is 100% why, and that is why I'm here.
Mom will be proud with the soundbite, and on that, I think we will conclude. So, NC State, good luck and thank you. Folks, that's going to wrap us up for ACC Kickoff 2023.